Welcome to another midweek devotion. I'm just actually here on set at Vacation Bible School. And you'll notice I have a friend along with me today. His name is Goliath. He was 9 feet, 6 inches tall by biblical accounts. But what I want to talk about today involves Goliath. And I'm kind of standing behind Goliath for a certain reason today. It isn't for my own protection, but it's instead because I feel a lot of times when we go through life and we have these giants, we have these big things that we face, I think a lot of times all we can focus on is the giant, the problem, the issue, whatever is right in front of us, instead of being able to see the whole picture. It's kind of like that expression, you can't see the forest for the tree. We get stuck. But what I'm struck with the story of David and Goliath and many other biblical stories is it's not about the giant. See, there was a post a couple weeks ago going around on Facebook that I actually really liked, because a lot of times there's posts I don't like, but it was the number 41. Because did you know that Goliath for 40 days taunted the Israelite people? That's one of our Bible stories. Now, did you also know 40 more notoriously, maybe even, or more famously, it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. What the post talked about, and my idea that I really enjoyed, was 41. Is that there was another day after. There was a day after the rain. There was a day after the giant was slain. See, I think a lot of times in our life, we need that reminder when we face giants, when we face difficult things. We need to look back into the scriptures. We need to see how God has persevered throughout time. Because that's what David said. David said, I didn't slay the giant. The guy with me, God, goes with me, and that is why I was safe. And the same was true with Noah's Ark. Day 41 came when it finally stopped raining. And eventually God even gave a reminder to his people that I'm going to put a rainbow in the sky to remind you that I am never going to do this again. What a great reminder right now for us in Carver County, who seemingly it rains every day. But God says, even through the rainstorms, the rain clouds, the floods, I will be with you. Never again will I flood the earth. So I think all of us need to look at that sometimes in our own personal lives. When we're faced with giants, when we're faced with things, we need to see and look back in the scriptures and remind ourselves that God has persevered. And the other thing that I think is helpful is we need to look back into our own lives. Where has God already been there for us? When has God been faithful? When has God already done something amazing that's helped us? We need to remind ourselves that God got us through that last difficult scenario. God got us past that last big giant to remind us that he can do it again. Because here's the cool thing with God. God doesn't stand behind us. All right? He doesn't. God stands alongside of us. God is inside of us with the Holy Spirit. God goes where we go. God leads the way. We are not left alone. So we need to remind ourselves that when we face the giants of our world, when we're going through big problems that we can't quite see the solution yet, we need to remember that we can persevere because we have a God who perseveres with us. So my prayer for you this week is that you continue to realize that these giants of our lives are things that you can get past. Not by yourself, but you can get by with the help of God. Because God is indeed with you. He's not behind you. He's not distant. He's right alongside of you, going with you. And he's going inside of you as the Holy Spirit will continue to guide you forward.